Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a video on something quite a bit different for the YouTube channel, but why I think Black Widow should get her own movie. Firstly, in my notes I've got it would be something different in the MCU, so in the Marvel Cinematic Universe it would just be something a bit different. I think it links to my second point, which is first female-led film in the MCU as well. It would be something different, so I think a lot of people would like it or watch it just because it's something different, it's something fresh, and that, I think that's probably why Black Panther did so well as it did, because it was something new and different, and it wasn't just, a Iron Man, Captain America or Thor movie for the second or third time. It was of a black superhero for one thing, but then it also had an all black cast, which is really new and something really sort of fresh, and you're getting all these people of this ethnicity a lot of publicity and a lot of exposure as well, and a lot of young black kids will have seen it, and also just other kids, other non-black kids, just seeing that it's okay for people to be of that skin colour, and they can also be just as, powerful and as cool as, Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, or Doctor Strange, or whomever else, Peter Parker, and that's why I like Miles Morales as well as Spider-Man as well, so, and female characters are no different for young girls, and that I appreciate that the rebuttal could be that in Hollywood that is we've got more than enough strong female characters in recent memory. Wonder Woman and Rey come to mind, and that females are becoming a lot more included into films and put at the forefront of movies and that. But then again, I think behind the scenes though they are still being somewhat mistreated, and dodgy shit's going on behind the scenes, unfortunately, which as a movie consumer I can't really control anything about that, which is very sad or very annoying to say the least. But my second point is that it would be the first female-led film in the MCU, to my understanding. I think it would be, and it would be nice if they could sort of have some other female characters weave in and out of said film, maybe have Scarlet Witch in there as well, as the girl who was like a love interest for Thor for a while. Like, she could be in this Scarlett Johansson, this Black Widow movie maybe, or I was originally thinking the Human Girl, but then there's also this female character on the Thor's planet. I can't remember what it is, but his planet, what it's called, but there's a female character on there who kind of like Thor as well. She could also be in the film maybe, I don't know, but it's like a more low-key, really sort of OG, sort of back to sort of first Avengers sort of level of just sort of a core little small cast of a team up of small, well, not small, but just smaller scale team up of a handful of female characters would be maybe cool, or just Black Widow maybe on her own, and that. But lastly, Scarlett Johansson wants to do it. She wants to do like I watched an interview with her and the guy who plays Captain America, and Scarlett Johansson was asked by the interviewer, would you like to do a Black Widow movie, and when could we expect it, sort of thing, and she basically was like, well, don't know when it would come out, but I'm totally on board for one, and I'd be fine with doing one. She's almost played this character for 10 years of her life, which is, it's not just like, a small chunk of her life, it's a big part of said life. She's got a kid now, from, going from like Avengers, the first one, to where they're at now in terms of the films. As actors, she's got kids, she's grown up, she's matured, and she could really channel a lot of that into her character, I think. And I think from that perspective it could really sort of make for a interesting and really cool sort of on-screen performance, I think, that we haven't really seen from Scarlett Johansson. And as well as an actress, I think she's strong enough, after I saw her in Ghost in a Shell, strong enough a performer, and understands sort of this sort of sci-fi fantasy, for lack of a better term, sort of world, that I think she could carry her own independent Marvel film easily. You know, again, Ghost in a Shell was originally based off an anime, full feature sort of anime movie, and I think, although the adaptation, might rub some people the wrong way, I think it's undeniable that Scarlett Johansson, for me anyway, and maybe for a lot of other people, hopefully, was probably one of the highlights of said film, and she was a really strong presence and actress in that carried that film and made me invested in it, you know, and I think she'd do the same here because she is a talented actress, you know, and I think it's a shame that she keeps getting regulated to this sort of smaller sort of part, you know, because of the fact that, not because she's female, but because of the fact that in the context of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, she is one of the weaker characters. She's not a superhero technically, she's an Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. sort of spy, but kind of souped up really, with, you know, basically more of a fleshed out, sort of well developed one. And, you know, in contrast to, say, Hawkeye, she's more developed and more fleshed out, which kind of gets on to my next point, which is, as well as fleshing out Black Widow's backstory, which I presume is fairly sort of substantial and quite sort of wealthy in terms of the stories they've told in the comic books, but you could also add more depth to Hawkeye as well, because from what I remember of watching the Marvel animated TV show once or twice, or a handful of times anyway, on the Disney Channel ages ago when I was like in my teenager years of sorts, she and Hawkeye seem to have like a rapport with each other, as though they've been working with each other for a long time. And although I think in Civil War they were on opposite sides at first, spoiler alert in that film, I think in the first Avengers movie as well as Age of Ultron, they seem to be quite, you know, the team, and especially in the first Avengers, they seem to have quite a lot of a rapport. Like, there's a history there basically, and I'm sure there is, and I think there is in the comics, and it'd be really cool to capture that, you know, because it's all well and good in saying, okay, Black Widow should get her own movie, but if you could then also somewhat sort of, for the second half, maybe not make it a Hawkeye movie, but also intertwine sort of, you know, the A plot would be obviously Black Widow first, but then like have the B plot be Hawkeye, you know, and have, you know, sort of, you know, Black Widow, Hawkeye, then sort of have Black Widow, you know, sort of go over this journey and up and then down, or down and then up and then down and then up, and then have Hawkeye's be the other way around, you know, and that, so it kind of has like this squiggly line of like them intertwining with one another to a point where maybe it could be like a pre sort of Avengers, the original Avengers, maybe leading up to that film, maybe, because again they do, from what I remember of that film, have quite a interconnected sort of relationship that none of the other characters really have. Like, you know, a lot of the other characters, the whole reason as to why I think the first Avengers movie works so well is because although it's supposed to be this gathering of all these superheroes, that's the core concept of it, it doesn't play out like that immediately. It's not like they just go, oh yeah, the Hulk, oh yeah, Captain America, oh yeah, Iron Man, Thor, yeah, we're all buddies now, let's just fight the bad guy. Immediately, you know, these are real characters with real sort of backstories and rhymes and reasons and personality and motives that, you know, of course they're going to be like, well, actually, you're a weapons dealer, Tony Stark, and I hate you and I don't believe in you, you know, coming from Captain America, and Thor's like, well, you're both idiots and puny humans, I'm from Asgard, that's it, you know, what the hell are you guys squabbling about? And, you know, Bruce Banner's just like, I'm trying to work here, can you not, you know, and then picks up like that staff and that, you know, but again, Hawkeye and Black Widow seem to have this connection of mutual respect and trust for each other within reason. Of course, they are S.H.I.E.L.D. spies, of course, so there is a bit of friction there, but besides that, the friction and tension between them two is a lot less than obviously that of like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor and Hulk, you know, and I think it would be interesting to see how they came to be the people that they were in Avengers, the first Avengers film, or the assembled even, and that I think anyway. But that's just me. I mean, I think that's I'm really set on placing, if there was a Black Widow movie, it being placed there. Although that is quite some time ago now. All the events of sort of, yeah, it would be a bit hard for them to go all the way back, that far back, but, you know, but I mean, the new Ant-Man and Wasp, apparently trailer is apparently set, before, Civil War, so, you know, it's doable, I guess, and that was quite some time ago now, or will be by the time that film comes out, I think, late, either this year or early 2019, so, you know, anything's possible really with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I think that's what makes it so exciting. And I mean, if you want me to talk more about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and or superhero-y content and superheroes and whatnot in these sorts of styles of videos, please do comment below that in the comment section. You know, I'm always open to suggestions and feedbacks for videos, so yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.